All right, welcome to another math video. If you're watching this video, you should know that it's the start of Unit 3, so awesome job finishing Unit 2. Um, Unit 3 is where we're going to start to look at some fractions. So we're going to just ease into it with a couple story problems, and as we're going through the story problems, we're going to introduce and remember what fractions are. So this video is going to have one story problem, and for whole group, we're going to do a couple all together as a class, just to try to ease into it. So have your whiteboards and paper ready for whole group, but we're going to do the first one here together. And so I'm going to be doing the problem and reminding us about fractions as we go along. So the story problem starts off with Sally and her friends, Vanessa, Ellie, and Helen, have 3 strips of dried fruit to share. Each strip is an inch wide and 12 inches long. If the 4 girls share the strips fairly, how much will they each get? So I want to actually start off by drawing the strips of fruit. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And there's 4 friends that each want some. And this is our 3 pieces of fruit. 3 fruit strips. And so we need to figure out a way to share them equally. So we really can't give a whole piece to each one because we don't have enough fruit. If we had one more fruit strip, they would each get 1 whole fruit strip. But we can't do that. So we have to figure out somehow a way to divide these all up so that each friend gets an equal piece. And so one of the ways that you could try to do that is you could try to cut them in half and all that stuff. What I like to do is I like to think of each strip as a friend is going to get a piece of each strip. So we're going to have one friend get this chunk, one friend get this chunk, one friend get this chunk, and one friend get this chunk. So we're going to break up each piece into 4 chunks. And then we can split them up. So one friend would get this chunk here. The same friend would get this chunk here. One would get this chunk here. Another one would get, I'm going to do a triangle, this chunk, this chunk, this chunk. Another one would get this chunk, this chunk, this chunk. And the last one would get, think of a shape, this chunk, and this chunk. So now we have equally split it up. They all got 3 chunks of the fruit strips. But we need to know how to write that more into terms that we can see in math, not just star-shaped and all that stuff. So when we have our shapes like this, our fruit shapes, and we broke it up into chunks for each person to have, I'm actually going to start to write it like a fraction. So I have my whole piece right here. That is 1 whole piece. When I break it up into 4 chunks, I have 1 out of the 4 right here, or 1/4. 1 out of the 4 right here. 1 out of the 4 right here. And 1 out of the 4 right here. And I do the same thing for every one. 1/4, 1/4, all the way across. So these are all 1/4. When all the pieces are together, it's equal to 1. But if I were to add these up, remember when we're adding fractions, and we'll talk about this more, so if you don't remember, that's okay. We keep the denominator the same. Remember, this is the denominator. But we add the numerator. So this right here is 4 total chunks, because it's 1 whole fruit strip. Again, this is going to be the same thing. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 is 4 fourths. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 is 4 fourths. So that is what they are when they're all whole strips. Now, remember I said that we divided them up into 4 chunks. Friend 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we splitted them up. We split them up like this. That's one friend got those chunks. Another friend got those chunks, and those chunks there. Now, we know that they didn't get a whole strip. They didn't get 4/4. We need to figure out how much each one got. Well, we know it's going to be, we're going to add them up this way. So I have 1/4 for friend 4. I have 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. And just looking really quick, remember we keep our denominator the same, and we add up our top, the numerator. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So they have, each friend would get 3/4 of a fruit strip. And let's just look to make sure that that's actually what we said. Well, we know that we broke one fruit strip up into 3/4, so we know it's out of 4 pieces. And we know they didn't get a whole fruit strip because remember in the beginning, we said that there wasn't enough fruit strips for each, so it's going to be less than 4/4 or a fraction. It's not the whole fruit strip they get. And when we look here, the way to divide them up evenly, each friend got 3. And if we were to add up all the friends, so we'd have 3/4, this is just bonus material, plus 3/4, plus 3/4, plus 3/4. Again, the bottom stays the same. And the top, we add 3 plus 3 is 6. And 3 plus 3 is 6. So we have 12/4. We're going to start to deal with this a little bit in the next lesson. But when you divide, it's called, I'm drawing a blank on the name now. Improper fraction. We're going to deal with improper fractions coming up in the next one. But that's just a little bonus for those that you guys want to see that. But when we broke it up, remember we broke it up so each person got an equal amount. And they each got 1/4 of a whole strip. 1/4 from this strip, 1/4 from this strip. So all together they had 3/4 of a piece of fruit. Hopefully this was a little bit of a reminder. Remember that the bottom number right here is what we cut the whole number into, and the top number is how many you actually have. It's how many pieces of that whole you have. We'll do a little refresher in whole group as well for fractions if you don't remember what that means. Hopefully this gets your brain going and get you excited for fractions. There's a lot of cool stuff we'll do. Otherwise, I will see you soon in whole group. Bye!